these two boots here are our latest collaboration with PUMA, and they are called, you guessed it, Astronaut. So today I'll show you what they look like in action on the pitch and tell you more about them to hopefully help you decide which one of these two bad boys to buy. To the moon! So the Astronaut boots here will be the 13th and 14th PUMA and Unisport collaboration. And this time for the design, we really wanted to, I wanted to insert a aim for the stars pun here, but I can't really think of a good one. So insert lame space joke here, I guess. So, when we sit down with PUMA and do our brainstorming sessions, our key priority is to always make cool, unique looking boots. And to be honest, I kind of think we've done it again. But for this design, we sat down and really quickly zoned in on this overarching astronaut space shuttle theme. Because we really liked how it always looks very technical, but also utilitarian, and somehow still ends up looking very cool and often pretty minimalistic. We really like the direction of that. And since we now have two boots to play with, two canvases to tell stories on, we decided to split the stories up a little while still keeping with that overarching astronaut space shuttle theme. And it ended up like this. But if we start off with the Ultra Ultimate, it takes inspiration from the astronaut suit and especially the helmets. Hence the whole helmet thing in the intro. I'll spare you from that for the rest of the video, but it really takes inspiration from that almost mirror-like shiny electroplated effect that you see on the visor of their space helmets. Of course, you have a lot of little technical graphics here, and then you also have these fun little badges that you also often see on spacesuits. You have this triangle where it says Keeper's Nightmare, because wearing the Ultra, you're fast, you're scoring a lot of goals. You have this little rocket that's going up with the PUMA foam strip sitting in there, pretty cool, and of course, the Unisport Astronaut helmet. But a more fun detail, I think, is actually the insole, where you have a little image of an astronaut playing football on the moon. And apart from just being a cute little image, I think, it's also a reminder that you can play football anywhere. Football is the world's game, even when you're actually off-world, in space. I think it's cool, looks cool. On the future, however, we took a slightly more technical direction because we took inspiration from space shuttles and spacecraft in general. So we have a bit more going on with the graphics here, but of course the big sell is this tinfoil look on the power tape on the outside of the boot that takes inspiration from the thermal protection that we see on a lot of spacecraft. Will it then keep your feet warmer or cooler? Well, no, but it looks really cool, which is the most important thing here. Now then, of course, you also have an almost see-through power tape on the instep of the boot, which also looks pretty interesting, actually, kind of technical. And then, of course, you have a lot of fun little callouts. You have 2023, not that it matters, but it looks nice. And then a callout to Unisport PUMA Mission Control, which is not, in fact, in Houston. It's in Herzogenaurach in Germany, which is where the PUMA headquarters are located. You also have a nice Unisport Planet Star badge on the heel, and of course the insole with the astronaut playing football on the moon. Space. These are gonna leave defenders lost in space. Oh, that's a good pun. I should have said that in the beginning. Lost in space. So, two rather bold-looking boots here, which I think have a lot of nice little details, but as I said earlier, also especially captured that space astronaut cool factor pretty well. So, kudos to the PUMA design team, who are the geniuses that made all these ideas come to life like this. But if you're the type of player that also cares about more than just good looks, how do you decide between the Future and the Ultra when it comes to fit and performance? Let me help you. Well, the Ultra is geared for speed. It's a speed boot after all, which means that you have this super thin ultra weave upper that's also relatively soft, but it just sits very close to your foot and gives you this super sharp one-to-one sensation on the ball. You have a little bit of texture on there, which is nice, especially when you dribble. You just feel a little bit more confidence. And overall, you have it's not an uncomfortable fit, but it just sits relatively close to your fit throughout. Of course, you have very responsive tooling, decent amount of bite, so when you push off, just feel like you're on your toes, like you're supposed to in a speed boot. What you do need to know is that it fits relatively snug, especially around the midfoot. But if you like that feeling, go true to size. And for me, my narrow foot, it was pretty much perfect. If you have a wide foot, maybe try it on before you buy, because it is snug. Just need to know. Now, the Future, on the other hand, does a bit more of everything. You have this super soft, slightly padded textile forefoot with a little bit of texturing on as well. And then you have this relatively stable midfoot thanks to the liner on the inside, especially, that offers a bit more stability and lockdown. And it's a very nice combination of just giving you a really super comfortable experience out of the box, combined with this extra feel of performance and responsiveness to the boot as well. And I really like how, especially because of the padding, that it feels nimble and elegant at the same time. So again, does a little bit of everything, and I think it's just really generally appealing. I would also say that if I had a wider foot, I would probably prefer the Future because it has a bit more width in the midfoot, but also it runs ever so slightly long for me. So despite true to size being my best size, it's probably something you should keep in mind. Just a little bit of room in the forefoot. Keep it in mind. But a great boot, nonetheless. Astronauty. That's the one. That's the joke.
Astronaut, yeah.
So whether you prefer the Future or the Ultras, you have really cool, unique looking boots here that I don't think you will see the likes of anywhere else. And we'd also really like to hear what you actually think, and maybe which one you prefer, in the comment section right down below. And then of course remember that if you like them, you want a pair, you can only buy them from Unisport in the link right over there. Of course also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel with the notifications on for all the latest news on the best boots out there. And well, if you came to learn skills, yeah, exactly. There's a playlist right down there. That was difficult. With those words, we have liftoff. Signing off, cheerio.